Pitter patter, pitter patter. Love is gone, so what can matter? No sweet lover man comes to call. When Sunny gets blue, she breathes a sigh of sadness, like the wind that stirs the trees. Wind that sets the leaves just swaying, like some violins are playing weird and haunting melodies. People used to love to hear her laugh, see her smile. That's how she got her name. It's that sad affair. She's lost her smile, changed her style. Somehow she's not the same. But memories will fade, and pretty dreams will rise up where the other dream fell through. Hurry, new love, hurry here to kiss away each lonely tear and hold her near when Sunny gets blue. People used to love to hear her laugh, see her smile. That's how she got her name. Since that sad affair, she's lost her smile, changed her style. Somehow she's not the same. But memories will fade, and pretty dreams will rise up where the other dream fell through. Hurry, new love, hurry here to kiss away each lonely tear and hold her near when Sunny gets blue. Hold her near when Sunny gets blue. watching the sea. You know how I feel. River running free. You know how I feel. Blossom on a tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun. You know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun. You know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done. That's what I mean. And this old world, it's a new world and a bold world for me. Oh, for me. Stars when you shine, you know what I mean. Scent of the pines, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom, it's mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new life, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so
Seniors, your music needs to go here. Place your instruments by the stairs. Everybody else, got to get all this off quickly and efficiently.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeffrey Legan. I'm the principal of Mayfield High School. I'd like to welcome you to our 119th commencement ceremony. Mayfield's first graduating class was in 1899. We have celebrated commencement at the end of every year, except for 1905 and 1919 when we had no graduates. At this time, out of respect for our graduates and those seated near you, I'd like to ask everyone who has a cell phone or any other electronic device which could disrupt today's program to take a moment and power down. Audience, please remain seated as our graduates enter. I want everyone to have a clear view of the class of 2019. Audience, please stand and join our graduates. Now to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Vice President of the senior class, Abigail McCartney.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to call on the Salutatorian, Ricky Wu, to give the welcoming remarks. Ricky has an impressive GPA of 4.627. In the fall, he will be attending the University of Michigan, where he will be majoring in mechanical engineering. For being second in the class, Ricky has earned the honor of being inducted into the Mayfield High School's Academic Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Wu.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we recognize the wonderful accomplishments of this year's graduating class. But before that, I'd first like to recognize my two wonderful parents, Eliza Wu and Go Chao Wu, my three loving sisters, Sarah, Mabel, and Anna Wu, as well as my really good friend up there, Thomas Thitch. He's from Avon Lake, by the way, so. Without their love and support, I'd probably not be the person making this speech right now. And with that being said, today we celebrate a journey. This journey first began on Monday, August 15th, 2015. And through challenging exams, caring faculty, and everything else between, on that day, we came in as freshmen and began our journey into this high school, and now we've transformed into smarter and wiser people. After almost 4 years, 1,377 days, which is 118,972,800 seconds, today we take our final steps as students of the Mayfield City School District. Although each one of us took different paths to get here today, in one way, all of us here are traveling on the same route, the same road, the same river. Each one of us originated in our own streams and tributaries where we absorbed the essence of our surroundings, the flora and the fauna. The flora, or our memories, manifest within the plants who form a very deep connection with the forest through an everlasting bond with the earth, similar to how our memories will form deep connections in our mind that will last a lifetime. The fauna, or our ideas, on the other hand, manifest within the animals who come and go and adapt to whatever conditions may arise, just as how ideas may change depending on what we see, what we feel, and most importantly, what we experience. We have brought the essence of who we are to the school district, sharing them with everyone through the same passage of time. Although we've shared this passage of time, our experiences have not been the same. For some, school has been a smooth ride, and for others, the river has often presented obstacles, jagged rocks, and rapids. And for a lot of us, the journey has rested somewhere in between. While our trips have been different, one similarity links all of us together. Each one of us has experienced tremendous personal growth, and a large part of that is due to the extraordinary faculty. Here we are today, at the mouth of the river. Here we are today, at the very end, where all of us drain out into the vast sea of opportunity. Here we are today, together and connected once more, and we are ready to share our experiences with whoever we meet. We are in a river, one of the many life-giving arteries of the earth, and soon we'll be joined by many other rivers and breathe new life into our surroundings. Our streams and tributaries have carried the DNA of who we are, and now they'll continue to enrich the lives of everyone in this vast sea of opportunity. Today, we come to the end of this river, but we're also invited into a new body of water with new people to meet, new struggles to overcome, and most importantly, do not forget this, new innovations to discover. Knowing the incredible amount of talent within this room, I guarantee that each one of us will go on to do incredible things with our lives. Again, I greatly thank all who have come to recognize the wonderful achievements of this year's graduating class, and I give a very warm welcome to the 119th commencement ceremony of Mayfield High School.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Keith Kelly. Dr. Kelly is in his 7th year as a superintendent of the Mayfield City School System. He is one of the most driven, personable, and compassionate superintendents I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Additionally, he truly cares about every student and is determined to provide opportunities for our students that you will not find in any other district. Needless to say, our district is in great hands under his leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent, Dr. Keith Kelly.
Good afternoon. What a great day it is. And on behalf of the Board of Education, administration, and staff, I would like to welcome you, families, staff, friends, and loved ones to this beautiful venue. It is so awesome in here, where today diplomas will be conferred on the graduating class of 2019. I would like all of those who have served or are serving in the armed forces, along with police, fire, and first responders, to please stand and be recognized. You serve as courageous role models for all of us, and we thank you. I would also like all of those who attended or graduated from Mayfield City Schools to please stand and be recognized, and I know there are a lot of you. And now the families of all the graduates, please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much for the privilege of working with your children. You know, there's little doubt that the digital age and the age of artificial intelligence has produced many social, economic, and educational benefits. And those benefits will grow exponentially. However extraordinarily beneficial the digital tools of this generation and the next may be, the use of these tools do and will continue to pose many ethical challenges and questions. The graduates of today will have to figure out, not only for yourselves and for your families, but for all of us as a society. As you take the next steps in your journey as students and builders, designers, creators, athletes, performers, innovators, entrepreneurs, and yes, maybe even one day moms and dads, you will be faced with the questions of a rapidly changing world due to technological advances beyond our imaginations. Wrestling with and finding solutions to these issues of our time, I believe, begin with two essential and fundamental questions. First, what is it that really matters to us as individuals and as a diverse community of peoples? And second, are we prepared to use our discoveries to benefit our society? If you have spent all or part of your life in this terrific community, or spent all or some of the years in Mayfield schools, I truly believe that you are prepared to meet our challenges head on because you know what really matters. You know that relationships are key. You are and always will be a Mayfield Wildcat. And that means, above all, relationships are paramount. Your relationships now and in the future are the essential ingredients to your happiness and your success. If nothing else, every adult in this room wants nothing more for you to be happy. Nothing, not a robot, not an app, not a Chromebook, nor any social media platform can take the place of the uniquely human connections you have with your family, your friends, your teachers, your coaches, and soon-to-be colleagues. Jenna Bentley understands the power of relationships. A student who often flies under the radar, she's genuine and sincere. She is the kind of young woman who would do anything for anybody because it's just simply the right thing to do. You know that trust is essential. You have all heard the cliche, trust is earned, not given. It is so true. Along the way, those who love you and care for you, those who have taught you and coached you, have shared with you the tools of trust. And they are compassion, empathy, honesty, vulnerability, integrity, and genuineness. Take these tools with you to presume positive intent with those whom you will work, live, and learn. Recently, John Razzanti and Emma Raguse organized what they called a 50-50 conversation between students and teachers. The conversation centered on engaging today's students in authentic and meaningful learning. I don't know of another high school in the world where that kind of conversation could have taken place because of the level of respect and love between our students and our staff. It's the Mayfield way. You know that intellect matters. Regardless of your GPA, each of you have the talents and gifts. Each of you learn differently. Some introspectively, some with others, some by memorizing, some by doing, some by relating, some by talking, and some by listening. With each of these ways of learning, there is a special talent and gift that will become the reason for your purpose and your passion after you leave here today. Yes, each of you have a gift that will help us to address the challenges of our time, keeping what really matters at the core of who you are, of who we are. CAD student Karen Argy and welders Aaron Johnson, Joe Amato, Jackson Oberdoster, and Dominic Pinzone used their talents and well-developed habits of mind to create a skate park in Eastlake, thus enhancing the Eastlake community by giving kids an opportunity to enjoy their interests. An incredible confluence of teaching, learning, and purpose. You know that paying it forward makes a difference. No solution to a problem, large or small, is found without the willingness to selflessly give of yourself. I am certain that right now, right here, all of you can think of at least one person who's gone the extra mile for you to help you with a personal problem or with a friend in need or to learn something new. Pay it forward. Take time to serve your community, your state, your nation, and your world without expecting anything in return. In fact, many of you already do. Mackenzie Dalton is a terrific example of this. Being inspired by a family member in the Peace Corps, she volunteers at homeless shelters across Northeast Ohio. And Dakota Hayes, another selfless student, quiet yet strong, inspires her peers through her many activities of giving back, including the Smile for Life Club. And finally, to understand. Stephen Covey once said, "Seek first to understand and then to be understood." There's an Amish proverb that reads, instead of putting someone in their place, put yourself in their place. It is true that the speed at which technology advances is shrinking our world and is resulting in a global society made up of wonderfully rich customs and cultures. It is also true that while the world may be shrinking, advances toward a dependence on automations like robotics and artificial intelligence make it more important now than ever, essential for all of us to get to know each other better so that we never lose the sense of what really matters. Anna Arunsky, Nathan Malbeck, and Brenda Coyne all know how to walk in the shoes of another. Nate and Anna volunteered their time to enrich the lives of students with disabilities almost every day while in high school. And Brenda is the sort of young woman who not only has taken great care of her brother, but truly delights in the accomplishments of others. Graduates, there's no doubt you are ready, not only to find your personal path toward happiness and success, but to make the world a better place for all of us, because you are Wildcats, and you know what really matters. Congratulations, class of 2019. We are extremely proud of you.
In keeping with the tradition of a student-centered graduation, our second student speaker is Bailey Ross. Bailey is a president of the senior class and will be attending The Ohio State University in the fall, and she will be majoring in pharmacy. Ladies and gentlemen, Bailey Ross.
Class of 2019, there's a lot to celebrate today. The moments that brought us here together. Before we prepare to write the next chapters of our story, let us reflect on the moments that have challenged us, changed us, and made us who we are. Not each moment was perfect. We faced many overwhelming challenges, but through every living moment, there was joy to be had. During the first chapters of our time at Mayfield, we experienced times that brought us indescribable joy. Recess spent on the playground, winter workshops, and ice cream socials. We were young, innocent, and carefree. And as we encountered many exciting times, we also faced many obstacles. Leaving our parents on the first day of school as we waved out the school bus window, and managing so many new things, new friends, new teachers, and new routines. These problems seem so significant, although as we continued to grow older, we realized that these struggles were just a part of our journey, teaching us to embrace challenges, hoping and believing in the good that would come. As our 5th grade clap out rolled around and we prepared to leave all we knew, many of us were anxious while others were eager for something new. As we settled in, we soon realized the fun and freedom of middle school life. We finally had the opportunity to represent Mayfield on our sports teams. We spent advisories and heated intramural competitions. We detailed our lockers to represent our style, and we traveled to the Windy City and the capital. We were growing up, becoming more independent. Yet not every moment was picture perfect. We faced countless difficulties. Our classes were harder. We lost our precious recess time. Detentions and running the dreaded mile in gym class were real. As we faced these difficult situations, we took each perceived challenge and learned to find joy in our everyday moments. We learned to be stronger and more independent, giving us the momentum to move forward even when times were tough. And then finally, we reached the pinnacle of our time at Mayfield. We met our Wildcat Focus mentors and adjusted to our new environment. As senior year greeted us, we experienced many lasts together. Our last first day of school, our last homecoming dance, our last Friday night football game cheering under the lights, our last prom, and our last moments, even today, are spent together. And yet, high school wasn't all easy. We were now taking AP classes, joining Excel Tech, applying for college, and managing the demands of high school life in and outside of the classroom. Although often overwhelmed and stressed, we persevered and sought joy even within all the crazy we experienced. Within these last moments, I discovered happiness exists in the living moments of daily life. Yes, happiness is found in all the good moments, but happiness is also discovered through the difficulties. Because when we are willing to take on struggle, it is truly transformative. We all have struggled in one way or another, yet we realize that joy resides within the struggle, and we can't wait for things to be easier to be happy. We need to take every moment for what it is and look for the joy within. I have found and continue to find my joy surrounded by the incredible families, teachers, and students at Mayfield. Today, I not only thank my family, friends, and teachers, but I thank you, class of 2019, for the magnificent story we have written together. You are extraordinary.
Our third speaker is Pavitra Reddy. Pavitra is a president of Student Council, and next fall she will be attending DePaul University, where she is currently undecided. Ladies and gentlemen, Pavitra Reddy.
Good afternoon, and congratulations, class of 2019. It's hard to believe that we've been waiting for those exact words to be said since we first took our steps into the high school 4 years ago. Together, we've completed one of the hardest tasks in our lives so far, from start to finish, despite all the obstacles that happened in between. We're finally here. Let that sink in. We somehow got through the procrastination, the tardies, and probably got chased by a hall monitor at least once in the past couple years. I hate to break it to you, but this is only the beginning of our journey, a step forward and a look at what the future is going to be. When I first started writing this speech, I had a lot of trouble getting started. As cliche as it sounds, I didn't know exactly how to be inspirational and talk about the future to the same determined and strong-willed people that I pass every day in the hallway. And to be honest, most of you already know what to do, but some things are worth repeating. First, I would say to always give yourself credit where it's due. You truly don't know what you are capable of doing until you find yourself on the playing field up against your opponent. Don't be so quick to doubt yourself. Always try to see the best in others. In a world as divided as ours, cherish the differences and be there for the people around you. Compare yourself to yourself. You're the only person worth competing with. Human nature tends for us to always be against ourselves, but trust yourself and the idea that you're learning every day. It's okay to make mistakes and not be the best at something. Embrace the unexpected. This is a time in our lives where everything is up in the air. Don't be afraid of something if it happens outside of your comfort zone. Although the idea of tomorrow is a complete mystery, I don't think we have ever been more ready for it. As we move on to experience new adventures, we're losing a little bit of comfort along with that. Recognize that each and every one of the battles we fought the past 12 years, good or bad, have led up to today. Make sure to always fight. Fight for the causes that you believe in and the opinions you have created. Fight for yourself. No one is more deserving to sit at the head of the table than you. The future depends on you to never stop fighting. With that in mind, I would like to take this time to thank all the administrators and staff at Mayfield. You guys have fought with us and for us and shaped us into the people we are today. I know we haven't been the easiest, and words cannot explain how much we appreciate everything each and every one of you do for us every day. Thank you for being a constant source of inspiration and help, especially when we needed it most. I also want to thank my two very close friends, Sunny Patel and Stevie Greasehammer. They have taught me to be determined, strong, kind, and to always spread more love. From the bottom of my heart, I would do absolutely anything to be standing beside them today, and am honored to have known both of them. I know that we would not have gotten through these past 4 years if it weren't for each other. Whether it was cheering from the student section or struggling through honors bio, we have always been there for each other, and I could not be more thankful to have gone through this with all of you. Lastly, I know we would not be standing here today if it weren't for our families. Your support and encouragement the past couple years is not unrecognized and will always be more impactful than you know. Thank you for always being there for us despite all the mistakes that we make. Congratulations, class of 2019. I wish you all good luck on all your future aspirations. Ahead of us stands the dreams that we have to realize and the life that we have to live. Live it to the fullest and with no regrets. Although this feels like the end, we are the future, and this is just the beginning.
Our next speaker is Trenton Lamb. Trenton is our valedictorian. He has an impressive 4.637 GPA. Next year, he will be attending the University of Central Florida, where he will be majoring in biomedical sciences and entering a pre-med track. For being first in the class, Trenton has earned his place in Mayfield High School's Academic Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Trenton Lamb.
Hi, Mom. Okay. First of all, congratulations, class of 2019. We made it. I would like to take this time to thank my mom, my dad, my sister Gretchen for supporting me and allowing me to grow. Words cannot describe how lucky I am to have you all as my family. I would also like to thank my friends, all my teachers, and the rest of the staff and faculty that have made our journey to this stage possible. While I know many of you are counting down the minutes until you receive your diploma, for the next 5 minutes, all I ask is that you listen. Really listen. Do you remember the first time that you learned Christopher Columbus actually landed in the Bahamas and not in the Americas? How did that make you feel? I would assume for many of us it was just a fun fact. Now, do you remember the first time that you learned Christopher Columbus actually killed many Native American Indians and was eventually imprisoned by the Spanish government? It felt wrong. It felt like betrayal, because grown-ups could never lie to us, ever. Everything we had been taught up to that point had been flipped on its head. Regardless, I'm not here to tell you why we should or shouldn't abandon Columbus Day. The point is that for some reason, it felt like a personal attack to learn that my beloved historical icon was actually named Cristoforo Colombo and that he never stepped foot in America. Still with me? Keep listening. Try these facts. Porcupines float in water. The S in President Harry S. Truman's name literally doesn't stand for anything. And lobster blood is colorless. On an emotional ratings, these probably felt fairly low. I'm guessing most of you accepted these statements pretty easily with no qualms. Now, how about these? Although marijuana stands as a risk factor to lung cancer and other diseases, 0 deaths have been caused by a direct marijuana overdose. There is no significant difference in nutritional levels between organic and genetically modified food products. And in 2017, more jobs were lost to automation and global trade than to both legal and illegal immigrants collectively. There are multiple sources for these facts too. Depending on your beliefs, I'll bet some of you flared up at these statements. But no matter where you stand on these topics, that's not the point. What's important is that it feels different than learning about lobster blood. But why? Why are they different? Why can one idea feel like a light breeze and the other feel like a tornado? Why do we get so defensive? Why, even when approached with opposing evidence, do we oftentimes not only dismiss it, but dig in our heels? The answer is what psychologists like to call the backfire effect. Comic strip artist Matthew Inman described it like this: our values and morals are rigid, like a house. Our core beliefs, the ones that matter to us the most, don't like being moved. These are your support beams. As it turns out, when a new and wild concept is introduced, one that doesn't fit in your neatly structured house, your brain goes on the offense and tries to kill it with fire. The same part of your brain that responds to a physical threat responds to an intellectual one. Our brains have been biologically evolved to shield us from new and unusual ideas that could shake our core beliefs. So, how do we change this? How can we counter something we're wired to do? What's the answer? At this point, Matthew Inman simply offered, I don't know. But from what I've learned, the answer is empathy. Empathy, the ability to step in someone's shoes and see from their perspective, to get off your high horse and climb on someone else's horse and really take in the view, whether you agree with it or not. Because nowadays, it's so easy to only listen to what you want to hear. Because there are times when I even find myself in some version of an echo chamber, whether it be through my friends or through my Twitter feed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering a world where the lines are becoming more blurred. Problems that should seem simple are becoming more and more complex. We are entering the world where the solutions are equally as complex. As we leave the little bubble that is high school, there won't be a Quizlet with all the answers already written out. Every problem we face has countless factors and consequences that need to be taken into account, and we can't simply disregard facts or opinions that we don't like. We are entering a world that is a rainbow of different perspectives and cultures, and it's beautiful. There are so many people to meet, places to go, chances to take, and I hope all of you are able to experience the limitless opportunities out there. But there will no doubt be interests and opinions that will challenge your own. Again, I don't want to tell you what to believe. All I ask is that you listen, really listen. You don't have to agree, you don't have to believe in a word they say, but listen, and then change as you see fit. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to change your mind about something. It's okay for other people to be wrong. People make mistakes, respect that. But let's be clear. To quote John Regalado, empathy is not forgiveness, nor is it approval. It is an openness to understand why people believe the things they do. And that openness is what brings us together. You may not believe in the backfire effect. In fact, many scientists doubt if it even exists at all. But as we take our next steps forward, as we learn more about ourselves and the world around us, at least be aware of that feeling. That awareness is a change, and that's all it takes. I am proud to be part of the class of 2019. I have had the great privilege to watch our class make our school and our community into a better one. And though we may be moving into different places and following different paths, it is the connections with the unique people in this room that will propel us to make the world better. Again, congratulations, and I wish you all happiness and success. Thank you for listening. Now go change the world.
As most of you know, we have an outstanding music department at Mayfield High School. At the beginning of today's ceremony, you were entertained by our jazz band as well as by Jenna Bailey. Now for your enjoyment, Daniel Alvario, Josh Appling, Sasha Borsheff, Juliana Ciccarelli, Megan Gressley, Jenna Hayes, Kylie Lay, and Nathan Mulbach will be performing A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman. Please sit back and enjoy.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, and it feels like home.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we designed.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
Oh, a million dreams for this world we're gonna make.
There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away.
Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for this world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see. To the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me away.
A million dreams, a million dreams.
What the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world
We will now have the traditional presentation of the colors. The class of 2019 will add their colors to the gavel and pass it to the class of 2020. Will the following students please step forward? Senior Class Secretary Rita Anjum, Senior Class Treasurer Mason Haynes, and Spare Coordinators Jessica Craker, John Rosante, and Hannah Bright.
As Secretary of the graduating class of 2019, I hold Mayfield's traditional symbol of authority and leadership presented to our class by the officers of the class of 2018. We take pride in knowing that the past, present, and future is in our hands. Our class spirit captains will now add our class colors to the gavel. For our class colors, we have chosen purple and yellow. The color purple represents ambition and self-assurance. It stimulates the imagination, encourages compassion, and inspires us to expand our awareness and find fulfillment.
Yellow communicates happiness, joy, and energy, but is also associated with acquired knowledge and mental clarity. It creates an enthusiasm for life and awakens greater confidence, intellect, and optimism.
May our colors of purple and yellow find their place of distinction on this gavel, which was formed from one of the timbers from one of our oldest school sites. With open minds and willing spirits, let us go forth to meet in the future, to achieve personal success and to fulfill our dreams.
Danielle Silver, as president of next year's senior class, will you please step forward? Madam President, I would like to present you with the traditional symbol of your office.
Mr. Treasurer, on behalf of the class of 2020, I humbly accept this gavel. I pledge to carry out my duties so that our colors may find their place among the honored.
At this time, I'd like to acknowledge some of our students for their outstanding efforts and accomplishments. But before I do, I'd like to ask my secretary, Ms. Owen, and senior class advisors, Mr. Chris Torta and Mrs. Feeny Sanson, to please stand. I'd like to thank them. I'd like to recognize them for the tremendous amount of time and effort that they have put into planning today's ceremony, as well as for all the other senior events that they have done throughout the year. This is a special graduation for Ms. Owen. This will be her 19th and final commencement. I cannot thank her enough for the time, energy, and pride that she has put into each graduation ceremony in order to accommodate for every student and to make it a special event. I would also be remiss if I did not recognize three important people in my life that are in attendance today. First, I'd like to thank my parents. It's hard to believe, It's hard to believe that it was 25 years ago that you were here to see me graduate. Thank you for your unending support, your patience, and your constant encouragement. I love you both. And lastly, my wife, I don't know what I would do without you. I love you as well. And I know that my sister's here too. I love you, Jill. Graduates, as I call your name, would you please stand and remain standing until the audience recognizes you? Audience, would you please hold your applause until I signal you? In the area of scholarship and academic excellence, we had 8 students inducted into the Academic Hall of Fame. To be inducted into the Academic Hall of Fame, you have to be the Valedictorian, the Salutatorian, a National Merit Scholar, a National Achievement Scholar, or a National AP Scholar. This year's seniors are Valedictorian, National Merit Finalist, and National AP Scholar Trenton Lamb. Salutatorian and National AP Scholar Ricky Wu. National Merit Finalist and National AP Scholar Rita Anjum. National AP Scholar Jenna Bailey. National AP Scholar Adam Gagliardo. National AP Scholar Zachary Kallmeyer. National AP Scholar Allison Patrick. And National AP Scholar Jennifer Sigg. To be a National Merit Finalist, students have to score in the top 1% of all students who competed nationally in the National Merit Scholarship Competition. Students who score in the top 5% are distinguished as nationally commended scholars. We had 4 students earn this honor. They are Jenna Bailey, Adam Gagliardo, Zachary Kallmeyer, and Ricky Wu. While I still have Zachary Kallmeyer standing, I would like to recognize Zachary for achieving something that is quite significant and rare. Zach earned something that only 0.195% of over 2 million high school students accomplished across the country. He scored a perfect 36 on his ACT. Audience, would you please recognize these students? Before I move on to other categories, there are a few more academic accomplishments I'd like to recognize. Mayfield High School's AP Calculus team competes both nationally and at state-level competitions in the Continental Mathematics League. The top 5 scores at your school make up your team. This year's team includes Adam Gagliardo, Zachary Taylor, Elizabeth Schneiderman, Kevin Ng, and Rita Anjum. Mayfield's team finished first place in the state of Ohio and is ranked 18th in the nation. Juliana Ciccarelli took first place out of over 300 submissions in the region in the City Club Free Speech Essay Contest. Rita Anjum earned the National Center for Women in Information and Technology Award, representing the state of Ohio. This award recognizes her demonstrated interest and achievements in computing, proven leadership ability, and academic performance. This group of seniors, Ryan Snow, Kevin Ng, Adam Gagliardo, Ricky Wu, Putu Randy Radiarda, Rita Anjum, Shayana Sirkin, Mason Haynes, Zachary Kallmeyer, Owen Koblitz, and Christopher Musey placed 5th in the most difficult region in the state of Ohio's Regional Science Olympiad Tournament and competed in the state competition where they finished 11th overall. What you may not know, this year alone, Ryan Snow has spent well over 500 hours independently building projects in our fabrication lab. These projects include a quadcopter drone, a rubber band-powered airplane that weighs 5 grams, a digital torque meter, a mousetrap-powered car that drives forward, deposits a payload, and then reverses to stop within millimeters of a target, a digital thermometer to protect expensive electronics from getting too hot, and he is currently working on building a system to use facial recognition for tracking attendance in a classroom. I would absolutely love that. Audience, would you please recognize these students? At Mayfield, we rank students 2 ways. We rank them on a weighted scale and on an unweighted scale. We do this because most of the top schools in the country don't care about a student's weighted rank. They want to know about a student's unweighted rank. This data is always very interesting. On an unweighted scale this year, we would have a new valedictorian, Our new valedictorian would be Juliana Consolo. Juliana has made the largest jump in my career. She would move from 42nd to 1st. Since elementary school, she has earned only one grade below an A-. That grade was a B+. Actually, an 89.36% in Mr. Beck's world history class. It came down to your binder check. Here are a few students that made some significant jumps in rank. Elizabeth Valenti. Lizzie jumps from 41st to 5th. Caitlin Taliaferro moves from 33rd to 8th. Kayla Exton jumps from 53rd to 10th. Brianna Lagore moves from 57th to 18. 6 students who did not get recognized at the top 40 ceremony but would have on an unweighted scale are Angelo Donato. Angelo jumps from 58th to 27th. Alexander Ivanov. Alexander moves from 51st to 29th. Nicole DeSico jumps from 60th to 34th. Cassidy Lewis moves from 56th to 35th. Priscilla Richardson jumps from 72nd to 39th. And finally, Olivia Bro. Olivia moves from 85th to 40th. Audience, would you please recognize these students? Excel Tech Awards and Honors. Donovan Engel of the Information Technology and Programming course earned a gold medal in Skills USA regional competition and was a state qualifier. Karen Argy and Michael Carlson of the CAD engineering program were part of a team that earned a silver medal at the Skills USA state competition in engineering technology. In addition, Karen was recently awarded the prestigious Excel Tech Director's Scholarship. Brenda Coyne and Emily Ivanov of the Medical Technologies program won a gold medal as part of the Health and Knowledge Bowl team at the regional competition and was a state qualifier. Raja Sharma of the Medical Technologies program earned a silver medal at the Skills USA regional competition in medical terminology and advanced to the state competition. Benjamin Starkman of Business Academy earned 4th place at the DECA district competition in restaurant and food services and was a state qualifier. Deontay Petaway Williams and Scott Aldridge of the Environmental Education program were part of a team that earned 1st place in the district floriculture competition. Owen Koblitz of the Interactive Media program was part of a team that earned a bronze medal at the Skills USA state competition in digital cinema production. Michael Fink of Business Academy placed 1st in the DECA district competition and moved on to the state competition where he placed 4th in human resources. Michael is a national qualifier and will compete in June in hopes of being 1st in the nation. It's not often that a high school graduate can proclaim that they are a state champion. These next 2 students can not only make that statement, but they could say it twice. Christopher Seitz. Christopher is a student in the Information Technology and Programming class. As a junior, he was part of a team that earned a state championship at the Skills USA competition in web design. He went on to compete at Skills USA Nationals last year, where his team finished 5th in the entire country. Last month, Chris and his teammate were once again crowned state champions in the web design competition, and he will compete for a national championship next month in Louisville. Madison Basak. Madison is a student in the Fire and EMS Training Academy. As a junior, Madison was a state champion in the job interview competition. She also competed at Skills USA Nationals last year, where she finished as a runner-up silver medalist in the entire country. And just like Chris, last month Madison was once again crowned a state champion in the job interview competition. And she will also compete in Louisville next month for a national championship. In addition to this, Madison is already a licensed emergency medical technician and a licensed emergency medical dispatcher in the state of Ohio. Raquel Lawrence, Carmen DeSico, and Isabella Sapulo. These young ladies are all members of the cosmetology program. Recently, they traveled down to Columbus to take their state board exams. I am proud to share with you they are all now licensed cosmetologists in the state of Ohio. Brianna Guy, Elizabeth Frazier, Amina Ayers, and Tala Asadani are scheduled to test within the next month and I am sure based on the track record of our cosmetology program, they too will accomplish the same honor as their peers. Now, although I am follically challenged, but once bred a great society of hair, I highly recommend their services. Audience, would you please recognize these students? In the area of attendance, when I speak to employers in the community, they often share their concerns about poor attendance of their young employees. However, these members of the class of 2019 will make their employers very happy. Using a cutoff date of May 17th, the seniors' last official day of class, these seniors had perfect attendance their senior year. Stevie Doan and Bridget Kirby. Justin Malatesta, Alyssa Wexler, Mackenzie Haynes, and Alyssa Borthwick. These 4 students have had 3 years of perfect attendance. Looking further into this, Mackenzie only missed a half day of high school, and Alyssa only missed 1 day of high school in her career. That day was her first day freshman year. Thomas Blakely has never missed a day of high school. Isabella Horvat has done something that no one else in this class has done. She has gone all 4 years of high school without a single tardy to school or to class. And lastly, I could not talk about perfect attendance without speaking about this student, Ricky Wu. Ricky had perfect attendance this year. Perfect attendance as a junior, as a sophomore, as a freshman, as an 8th grader, a 7th grader, a 6th grader, a 5th grader, and actually I should say a 3rd and 4th grader because middle of the year, he moved from 3rd to 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, in Ricky's entire academic career, he has only missed 1 day of school. That came in his 3rd grade year. Audience, would you please recognize these students? In the area of athletics, Mayfield had another successful year on the athletic fields. Girls tennis, boys golf, boys soccer, boys swimming, and baseball were all Western Reserve Conference champions. The boys golf team qualified for districts in the first time in 10 years. The baseball team was recently crowned sectional champs. Now to the individual highlights. Kevin Ng. Kevin is a 3-time WRC tennis champion where he was named Conference Player of the Year in 2016 and qualified for states in doubles in 2018. Shannon McGill. She is also a very talented tennis player and has been a WRC champion in all 4 years of her high school career. Shannon was a WRC champion in 3rd singles in 2015 and 2017, and in first doubles in 2016 and 2018. Brianna Lagore was a 2018 WRC tennis champion in 3rd singles. Angelo Donato is a 3-time district golf qualifier. Elizabeth Valenti and Cassidy Lewis are both regional track qualifiers in the 4x200 relay. Karen Argy. Karen is a member of the swim team and a 2-time state qualifier. At the state meet, she swam in the 400 free relay in 2018 and 2019. And in 2019, she swam in the 200 medley relay and in the 200 free relay. In her career, she has been recognized as a 2-time All-Ohio swimmer. Nicholas Eady is a district champion and regional qualifier in the pole vault and a 2-time district qualifier in diving. Nicole DeSico. Nicole is a 2-time regional track qualifier in the 1,600-meter run and a regional qualifier in both the 4x800 meter run and the 3,200-meter run. This year, she earned the title of WRC champion in the 3,200-meter run and broke the conference record by 4 seconds. If this wasn't enough, Nicole is a 2-time state indoor qualifier in the 4x800 and in the 3,200-meter run. Lastly, this year, Nicole decided to run cross country for the first time. Why not? And yes, she qualified for the regional cross country competition. Caitlin Kinzel. As a basketball player, she was named the 2019 WRC Conference MVP and honorable mention All-State. Caitlin finished her career with 1,150 points and 621 rebounds. Those totals rank her 6th all-time in school history for points and 4th all-time in school history for rebounds. Gianna Ferrante. Gianna is one of the most decorated swimmers in Mayfield High School's history. Gianna is a 3-time state qualifier. At the state swim meet, she has competed in the 400 free relay in 2017, the 200 medley relay in 2018 and 2019, the 200 free relay in 2019, and the 200 IM, where she finished 9th in 2017 and in 2019. On top of this, Gianna has been named an All-Ohio swimmer for 3 consecutive years. What you may not know is that Gianna swam in 16 WRC events in her career and finished 1st 15 times. She has never been beaten in an individual conference event. She holds 5 conference records, 6 Mayfield pool records, and 2 Mayfield team records. Audience, would you please recognize these students? In the area of the arts, Anna Arunsky. Anna earned 2 honorable mentions in the Scholastic Writing Competition this past year for her poems, Eyes on You and Tides. Shea Page. Shea also earned an honorable mention this year for her poem, Run. Elizabeth Corpus earned a silver key in the Scholastic Writing Competition for her poem, Constellation. In addition, Elizabeth earned an award from the Ohio Scholastic Media Association and Kent State University School of Journalism for her movie review. Grace Yu. This year, Grace earned a gold key for her poem, Care Poem. In addition to this, Grace participated in the Cleveland Clinic's Expression Program. Grace researched a case study completed by the Cleveland Clinic and created an artistic expression of the data. Grace received a blue ribbon, the highest honor for her poem, Help Us. If that's not all, she also placed in the top 6 for her slam poetry in 2018 for the National Brave New Voices Slam Team of Cleveland. Krista Rice, editor of the Paw Print, has been published nationally through SNO, which is the largest school newspaper hosting company in the nation. SNO features the best writing from all high school journalists across the country. Krista has also earned an award from the Ohio Scholastic Media Association and Kent State University School of Journalism for her superior online story. Audience, would you please recognize these students? In the area of performing arts, Olivia Gallo. Olivia is not only the recipient of the Louis Armstrong and the director of the Leadership Awards, but she also was awarded a superior rating for her Class A soprano solo in the OMEA Solo and Ensemble Vocal Competition. And she also received a superior rating for her trombone in the instrumental competition. Jenna Bailey, Karen Chu, and Daniel Alvario. These 3 talented young musicians are members of the Cleveland Youth Wind Symphony, which is an audition group established to provide a music venue for the most outstanding high school woodwind, brass, and percussion players throughout Northeast Ohio. Jenna recently received the honor of earning the John Philip Sousa Award, Karen the Patrick Gilmore Award, and Daniel the Semper Fidelis Award. Kylie Lay. She was a recipient of the Alfonso Mara Award. Nathan Malbach and Megan Gressley have both been recognized as best individual performers as members of our show choir. Nathan Malbach, Hayden Palmer, and Sasha Borshev dazzled us as Shrek, Lord Farquaad, and Pinocchio in the Mayfield musical Shrek the Musical. Speaking of dazzled, Playhouse Square honors excellence in the high school music theater with Dazzle Awards. These awards are modeled after Tony Awards and are presented to outstanding musical theater productions and students. This year, Sasha Borshev was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Audience, would you please recognize these students? For service to our country. At graduation, I'd like to recognize those students who have enlisted in the military. It is our chance to thank them for their patriotism and for the service to our country. Jezreel Mitchell. Jezreel has enlisted in the Navy. Cameron Meeker will be enlisting in the National Guard. Priscilla Richardson is currently serving in the Army Reserves. And Alexis Krejci has enlisted in the Air Force. Audience, would you please recognize these students? For service to our community, the following seniors: Justin Arnold, Hannah Bright, Stacy Collins, Carly DiNardo, Isabella Horvat, Shannon McGill, Abigail McCartney, Michael Palusik, Emma Reguz, Bailey Ross, Jada Chamron Smith, Emmanuel David Tadese, Tyler Tiggs, Elizabeth Valenti, Anna Wallace, Jack Wesley, and Abigail Withrow led a fundraiser for at-risk second and third grade students in the Cleveland Public Schools and raised $34,000 in less than 11 minutes. Hayden Palmer recently completed his 10th St. Baldrick Shave. During this time, Hayden has earned the title of Knight Commander and has raised close to $10,000 for childhood cancer research. Hannah Schmidt, Jenna Hayes, Taylor Woolrich, and Allison Ford were instrumental in the organization and in the overall success of our third St. Jude's fundraiser, which raised over $2,000. Carmen DeSico coordinated a fundraiser for one of our own Mayfield students battling cancer. Carmen worked countless hours designing and selling t-shirts, coordinating concessions, and organizing a raffle. Overall, she helped raise over $1,000. Anna Arunsky and Nathan Malbach. As Dr. Kelly stated, every day this school year, Anna and Nathan served as peer assistants for students with special needs in our multiple disabilities classroom. And Grace Yu. Grace is a special young lady who uses her linguistic talents to inspire change. She has motivated thousands of people through her various performances. Grace was a key speaker at the March for Our Lives movement in downtown Cleveland, addressing the importance of school safety, and spoke on women empowerment at the Girls in Motion event. Grace has also spoken on the importance of social workers and on providing the right opportunities for inner city youth. She has spoken motivationally at a fundraiser sponsored by the Make-A-Wish Foundation to help raise money for young people pursuing their dreams, and this list goes on. She is an extremely talented and selfless young lady. Audience, would you please recognize these students? Other notable accomplishments and achievements. Krista Rice. Today is a very special day for Krista. Not only is she graduating from high school, but today is her 18th birthday. Parents, it is often stated that good things come in pairs, and in this case, I completely agree. Would these students stand? Chase and Connor Bond, Joshua and Nicholas Termansky, Carmen and Nicole DeSico, Mackenzie and Mason Haynes, Alexander and Emily Ivanov, Kevin and Amanda Morgan, Jahan and Jahanvi Shah, and Gabrielle and Isabel Tartaglia. Students, thank you for doubling our pleasure. Oh. Rita Anjum and Owen Koblitz both received their United States citizenship this year. William Gall and Quinn Weber have accomplished something that is quite rare these days. They have earned the distinction of being an Eagle Scout. In the past 25 years, only 14 students have been recognized for this honor. Trevor Cowgill. As a student in his Math 4 physics class, Trevor worked with a local bubbleologist. Yeah, I'm going to repeat that again, a bubbleologist. I just learned about that this year, it's true. As well as with NASA, to determine a way to calculate the volume of a free-floating irregular bubble, as well as determine the height of the bubble. Trevor spent the entire school year working on this project. As a result, Trevor helped this bubbleologist break 2 Guinness Book of World Records, one for the tallest bubble and one for the largest handheld bubble. I guess you can break any record these days. Dominic Santoro. Every morning this school year, from 6:45 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., Dominic held the door with a joyful smile to greet students and staff. He always started each person's day off on the right foot with a positive attitude. Thank you for treating everyone as if they were the most important person in the world. Parth Patel. Parth has done something that no other student has ever done in Mayfield's history. He backed into the principal's car in the parking lot during exam week. Yes, that was my car. I couldn't resist, Parth. I'm sorry. It's all good. Hannah Bright, Sam Coffin, Dominic Fontana, George Godize, Mason Haynes, and Anna Wallace. They have all been accepted to one of the finest universities in the nation, the University of Dayton. I am proud to share this honor with you, and welcome to the Flyer family. Audience, please recognize these students. Students that inspire. It is said that people come into our lives for a reason, and these two young men have proved this to be true. Sunny Patel and Stephen Greasehammer. I asked some members of the class of 2019 to share memories of Stevie and Sunny, and to share how their lives have been impacted by them. Sunny was a lighthearted, optimistic, respectful, and a truly genuine young man with a kind soul. Michael Palusic told me, Emma Raguse and Sunny Patel asked me to help them with a video freshman year. For about a week, we worked on the video. We filmed all kids of ridiculous scenes. They had all three of us laughing till it hurt. The best part of the video was listening to Sunny laugh. Sunny was the most joyful kid I have ever met. He was always full of positivity and always had a smile on his face. The video is a living memory of the happiness that he brought into others' lives. He will forever be loved. I wish he could be here with us today. Anthony Drucker calls Sunny his brother and states, he has helped me through a lot and has always been there for me. Kevin Spihar said, Sunny meant so much to me. No matter what, Sunny would always have a smile on his face. Sunny was the heart of our friend group, and I will never forget the memories that we shared. Stevie was the most passionate and determined young man that I know. Gianna Ferrante states, Stevie has never failed. He may not have always achieved what he wanted, but in my eyes, he has never failed. He has taught me that even when you can't, you should. Even when you don't want to, you should. Even when you don't feel like it, you should. And this applies to everything in life. Kevin Morgan told me, Stevie's strong. Doesn't even start to describe the type of person Stevie was. He had an unbelievable strength and determination, both of which were extremely contagious. His smile could brighten up any room, and like his strength and determination, it was also contagious. Jordan Cabb said that Stevie had an enormous impact on my life. He always encouraged me, no matter what, to do my best with everything. Throughout this graduation, whenever a student's name has been called, I ask them to stand to be recognized. Class of 2019 and families and friends of our graduates. If Sunny or Stevie has had a positive impact on your life, I ask you to stand in their honor. Although Sunny and Stevie are not physically here with us today, their spirit, determination, friendship, smile, passion, and love for life will forever live within all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please recognize these two amazing young men? You guys could have a seat. Thank you. I'd like to now take this opportunity to address the class of 2019 one last time. My words are not going to be as powerful as Grace U, as Trenton, Bailey, or Pavitra, but my hope is that you can reflect on my words to help answer a very important question in your lives. Now, I want all of you in the audience to take a moment, whether you're 18 years old or 65 years old, and answer this question. What do you want to be when you grow up? Now, this is a question that I'm sure you have heard 100 times. I actually asked this question to the class of 2016, but I got it wrong. It has taken me 42 years to completely understand this question, and I want to share my answer with you. When I grow up, I want to be kind. I want to be hardworking. I want to be selfless, loving, empathetic, resilient, and loyal. I want to make people laugh when they're feeling down. I want to take pride in everything that I do. I want to admit when I'm wrong. I want to put my family first. I want to make a positive impact on others' lives. Where did I learn this? I learned this from the two people sitting down there, my parents. I want to ask you again, what do you want to be when you grow up? Sadly, it's a question that we ask most 18-year-olds before they move on from high school, and their answers are centered around school or work. To be fair, class of 2019, I should be asking you a different question, and that is, who do you want to be when you grow up? How do you come up with the answer? Is the answer innately born inside all of you? Does it come from your experiences in elementary, middle, and high school? Does it come from lessons from your parents, grandparents, friends, or other family members? It seems like an easy question, but it could also be very difficult. The answer to this question comes from all your experiences, because from each experience, you learn something new. Your answer today will most likely be different 20 years from now. But what you always need to do is to continue to grow and strive to be the best person that you possibly can each day. Don't be average, be extraordinary, and be unstoppable. Tell yourself every day, I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. Aristotle said, you are what you repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Believe in yourself, and don't let someone's opinion of you become your reality. Once you decide who you want to be, decide how to make that impact. Now, this journey will never end. It will take a lifetime to build. And on this journey, you're going to face failure. Your life will be tested. Your will, your trust, your dedication, your loyalty, your faith. These experiences help make who you are. Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. So I ask you one more time, who do you want to be when you grow up? Now go out there and make a difference. Class of 2019, thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure serving you as your high school principal. You are a remarkable group of young men and women, and I cannot be more proud of you than I am right now. As I interviewed for this position, I was asked the question by Dr. Kelly, what motivates you? What is your drive? Outside of my own beautiful children and my amazing wife, it is quite simple. In approximately 5 minutes, you will all know the answer to this question, as I have the opportunity to shake hands with each of you as you walk across the stage. Class of 2019, your success and well-being is my motivation. Lastly, I want you to remember this. Soon, many of you will be on your way to college, whether it be Ohio State, Lakeland, Miami, or Case Western. And some of you will be going straight into the workforce or enlisting in the military. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you will always be a Mayfield Wildcat. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call forward President of the Mayfield Board of Education, Mrs. Sue Grosick. Mrs. Grosick, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Mayfield High School, I am proud to certify that 291 students who are part of this class have met the graduation requirements as established by the State of Ohio and the Mayfield Board of Education. I ask that you accept them as qualified to graduate. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Legan, on behalf of the entire school board, it is my honor and privilege to accept the class of 2019. As some of you know or may have heard, I have had a bit of a tradition of finding a hat that fits each class. This year, the hat is filled with coins, because this year we're passing the hat in reverse, paying it forward and starting a new tradition. In the hat, there is a coin for each of you. It is a challenge coin. I borrowed this idea of a challenge from my elementary school principal, Alice Van Dusen, the principal of my university, and the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. In elementary school, our building principal gave us a marble with the golden rule around it. She challenged each of us to treat others the way we wanted to be treated. When I moved to college and graduated, the university president handed us a letter in the form of a rolled diploma. And within this letter, in the text, he challenged us to be respectful of all individuals and to make sure and listen carefully to all people's ideas, especially as we were moving into other communities, states, and nations. The Scouts, well, the Scouts have a challenge coin. They talk about doing a good turn daily and hold a coin in their pocket to turn over as that good turn is accomplished. So what challenge do we have for all of you? Well, we have a coin that on one side has the Mayfield logo and the mission, every student, every day, and on the back side, it has our challenge to you and the Mayfield way, presume positive intent. If followed, presuming positive intent creates a calming effect on written or conversational exchanges. Here in Mayfield, we have used that as one of our operating principles for a long time, and it has served us well. We hope it will serve you well as well. So, whether you choose to display the coin, keep it in your pocket, or stuff it in a drawer somewhere, we hope that each and every one of you will remember your time here at Mayfield and being a Wildcat, and remember the Mayfield way. And if each of you always do your best to presume positive intent and encourage those around you to do the same, then together we can create a world of tolerance, understanding, respect, and peace. So your coin will be waiting for you at the end of the stage as you exit. And I am hoping that each of you will enjoy and remember, so congratulations and good luck.
There are a few business items that need to be addressed before we distribute the diplomas. First, it's an honor to recognize the Mayfield staff gathered here this afternoon. Mayfield is blessed with a staff of dedicated, caring individuals who strive to see that your children receive the best possible guidance and education every day. I'd like to ask the Mayfield staff to stand and to be recognized. Parents, we have professional photographers assigned to take pictures. Please do not leave your seat. Each graduate will have a picture taken while receiving his or her diploma. Now, this is a very important request. At some high schools and at many colleges, behavior during the presentation of the diploma seems more like a pep rally. However, this is not our expectation this afternoon. We still believe graduations are to be dignified, and the behavior here today should reflect that belief. Therefore, on Friday, when I spoke with our graduates, I asked them to act with pride and I ask them to give their classmates the proper respect and attention they deserve when receiving their diplomas. Parents and friends of our graduates, I know that I cannot control your behavior, but I am asking you to refrain from clapping, yelling, or cheering when a student's name is read. I know you're happy, and I want each student's name to be heard. It would be unfortunate if a parent came to today's ceremony and could not hear the name of their child. We are not looking to turn this into a cheering contest. Our graduates have earned this right, and they have waited a long time for this day. Therefore, I want it to be special and dignified for each of them. We have a long tradition of having honorable and dignified ceremonies. It is something our community is very proud of, and is something that the crew at the Palace Theater have told me separates us from communities who commence here. Please cooperate with us. Mrs. Perry will be reading the names of our graduates today. At this point, would the staff assigned to help with the distribution of diplomas please come forward? Audience, we are going to take a few moments to rearrange the stage. Once that is complete, Mrs. Perry will begin reading the names. Thank you.
The first board member to present diplomas is our board president, Sue Grosick. Bailey Ross. Trenton Lamb. Ricky Wu. Pavitra Reddy. Abigail McCartney. Jessica Lynn Craker. John Anthony Rosante. Hannah Kylene Bright. Rita Anjum. Mason James Haynes. Jenna Lynn Bailey. Zachary Evan Kallmeyer. Jennifer Rose Sigg. Elizabeth Alice Schneiderman. Allison Nicole Patrick. Adam Franklin Gagliardo. Kylie Maggs Lay. Juliana Ciccarelli. Joshua Appling. Daniel Alverio. Nathan Mulbach. Sasha Borshev. Jenna Hayes. Megan Gressley. Abdullah Alarawi. Luigi Alcantana. Scott Aldridge, Jr. Nicholas Alisea. Vladislava Alamova. Drayshawn Ali. Tala Al-Sudani. Karen McKay Argy. Justin Robert Arnold. Anna Clarice Arunsky. Benjamin Daniel Atina. Nicholas David Osberg. Madison Marie Basak. Darwin Becker. Nicole Elizabeth Bell. Joanne Lynn Betley. Emmanuel Carlton Betts. Thomas Blakely III. Cameron Bluffstone. Chase Bond. Connor Bond. Alyssa Nayongi Borthwick. Sean Boybakoff. Valeria Brezitskaya. Olivia Bro. Asia Brown. Khalida Dawn Meerset Brown. Nishan Davion Brown. Winzo Brown Jr. Kristen Jennifer Brunton. The next board member to present diplomas is Vice President Ronald Fernaro. Teresa Lucille Buda. Tyler Kanisha. Michael Carlisle. Marco Carlone. Michael Anthony Carlson. Jada Chamron Smith. Zuzana Chelstoska. Joshua Turmansky. Nicholas Turmansky. Karen Chu. Isabella Marie Sapullo. Samuel Welch Coffin. Kyle Peter Cohen. Leon Cole. Stacy Lamar Collins, Jr. Juliana Maria Consolo. Elizabeth Ashley Corpus. Gianni Vincenzo Correo. Haley Jane Coran. Margaret Grace Corwin. Michael Constantini. Trevor James Cowgill. Brenda Faith Coyne. Jeremy Michael Cincinnatus. Vincent Daher. Mackenzie Renee Sarah Dalton. Casimir Davis. Juan Ignacio Dennis. Carmen Louise DeSico. Nicole DeSico. Carly Christine DiNardo. Anthony Massimo DeThomas. Alexa Georgette Daher. Brian DeLugos. Stevie Lee Doan. Angelo Vincent Donato. Anthony Drucker. Keanu Dukes. Nicholas Eady. Sarah Eipert. Brandon Elliott. Kayla Exton. Dominic Ferenik. Gianna Ferrante. Vincent Feeney. Michael Fink. Michael Fleischman. Dominic Fontana. Allison Ford. Jake Foresta. Elizabeth Jean Frazier. Colin Funk. William Gall. Olivia Faustina Gallo. The next board member to present diplomas is George Hughes. Thomas Geraci. Robert Godnovic. George Gogidze. Gregory Gorjank. Maxwell Gorjank. Frank Grand. Franco Grasso. Stephen Grossman Grieshammer. Brianna Guy. Deasia Hasla. Marcus Hall. Nina Simone Hall. Elijah Harrell. Lauren Harris. Chloe Harrison. Dakota Ray Hayes. Mackenzie Ann Haynes. Garrett Stephen Heath. Isabella Joanne Horvat. Nicholas Horvath. Austin Howell. Alexander Ivanov. Emily Ivanov. Riley Jansen. Aaron Johnson. Jeremy Raymond Johnson. Khalil Jameer Johnson. Cheyenne Jones. Jordan Cabb. Owen Kobolitz. Joseph Kalinick. Evelyn Kaufman. Ashley Kazika. Jordan Kibbe. Caitlin Kinzel. Giante King. Bridget Elaine Kirby. Noel Davis Koch. Dennis Kolomayetz. Caitlin Laureen Corver. Alexis Krejci. Brianna Lagore. Bryce Lawrence. Raquel Lawrence. Cassidy Lewis. Justin Malatesta. Alexander Markovic. Michael Marshall Jr. Dakota Martin. Ethan Martin. Catherine Marie McCandless. Darius McCombs Jr. Shannon McGill. Justin Mahar. Cameron Meeker. The next board member to present diplomas is James Teresi. Brianna Melarano. Claudia Mendez. Brandon Miller. Jack Milroy. Jezreel Mitchell. Cameron Moore. Amanda Geraldine Morgan. Kevin Patrick Morgan. Christopher John Musey. Alec Julius Mascara. Cheyenne Nasir Khan. Jeremy Negrelli. Rowan Marcus Newland. Allison Newlove. Kevin Gokoko Ing. Rory Robert Nolan. Mason Peter Nungesser. Jameer Radel Nunley. Chelsea Nowicki. Jackson Rain Oberdoster. Anthony Florian Ocudo. Marina Kathleen Orange. Shea Molly Page. Hayden Palmer. Crystal Paradise. Emmanuel John Paravalos. Parth Nimesh Patel. Sunny Patel. Michael Palusic. Elijah Payne. Sydney Peterson. Vincent Petranzio. Deontay Petaway Williams. Dominic Pinzone. Colin Pope Causley. Daniel Popov. Harvey Powers. Alyssa Prevesk. Putu Randy Radierda. Emma Raguse. Stephen Randazzo. Francisco Raimundo. Jason Razum. Maria Regas. Elizabeth Reisman. Krista Rice. Priscilla Richardson. Sarah Roberts. Mariah Rondo. Dylan Rossi. Nicholas Salvatore. Dominic Santoro. Alex John Scampatilla. Jason James Schisciano. Hannah Rebecca Schmidt. Michaela Marie Schuster. The last board member to present diplomas is Al Hess. Jet Lauren Scott. Magdalene Segal. Christopher David Seitz. Jahan Shah. Jahanvi Shah. Raja Sharma. Alana Kimberly Sharpless. Valeria Shalutkova. Scipio Charles Simmons. Herman Singh. Ryan Evan Snow. Breelyn Amber Solomon. Kevin Daniel Spihar. Benjamin Starkman. Jaden Stenrus. Sophia Stenrus. Megan Strayescu. Colton Stropke. Michaela Rose Studley. Simone Sturkey. Erica Joy Stutzman. Alexa Marie Swinnerton. Emmanuel David Tideshe. Caitlin June Marie Taliaferro. Gabrielle Rose Tartaglia. Isabel Ann Tartaglia. Tyler Cameron Tiggs. Frances Lynn Toth. Hannah Marie Trolley. Mackenzie Tyndall. James Marcus Urshery Jr. Elizabeth Grace Valenti. Julius Van. Sveti Vasquez Garcia. Brianna Elizabeth Faverka. Kristen Wagner. Anna Marie Wallace. Quinn Patrick Weber. Jonathan Wesley. Alyssa Wexler. Amina Ayers. Vincent Wheeler. Samuel Wadena. Kyla Elise Wiley. Aaron Williams. Ariel Nicole Williams. Brooke Williams. Deasia Williams. Jaden Williams. Taylor Marie Wilrich. Abigail Withrow. Victor Yagudayev. Grace Yu. Emmanuel Young. Myron Zachary Zakon. It is a symbolic tradition at all graduations that once the students have received their diplomas, the class will collectively turn their tassels from the right to the left. Graduates, would you please stand? Please turn your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present to you the graduating class of 2019. Audience, please remain seated until they've left the building.